Hello and welcome to today's video where we will compare books. Do you like reading? What's your favourite book? I like reading fantasy and classics, and one of my favourites is this book, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Is it a big book? No, it's quite small. Is this book by Nelson Mandela big or small? Yeah, it's quite big. Is this book smaller or bigger than this one? Well, this book is bigger than this book. Can you see? I have just compared these two books. In English, there are three ways to compare objects, people, and places. The first one are comparative adjectives. For example, this book is bigger than this one. The word bigger is a comparative adjective. The second way is using the word less and an adjective. For example, this book is less big than that one. And the third way is using the expression as adjective as or not as adjective as. For example, this book is not as big as this one. Now let's look at some more examples. For example, Egypt is hotter than Sweden. Yeah, the temperatures are much higher. Sweden is less hot than Egypt. Or we can say Sweden is not as hot as Egypt. But Finland is as hot as Sweden, because they're both equally cold countries. Or, for example, this book, Makes Eggs, is more interesting for children than for adults. I think children will find it really interesting. Adults, probably not. This book is less interesting for adults than children. And this book is not as interesting for adults as it is for children. To compare two actions in English, there are again three ways to do it. First is using comparative adverbs, because adverbs describe how an action is done. For example, I understand books in English better than in Italian, because I don't speak Italian. Or, second way to do it is to use the word less and the adverb. For example, I understand books in Italian less well than in English. Or the third way is to use the expression as adverb as or not as adverb as. For example, I don't understand books in Italian as well as in English. Or I understand books in Dutch as well as in Italian, because I don't speak Dutch either. Here is another example. Ferraris can go faster than Fiats, because they are better cars. Or Fiats go less fast than Ferraris. And Fiats don't go as fast as Ferraris, because they're not as fast. Or here is another example. Watch these two videos. The seagulls filled with a rich odor of roses, and when the light summer wind stirred amidst the trees of the garden, they came through the open door to the house of lilac, or a more delicate Persian with a pink flowering thorn. The corner of the divan of Persian little bags on which she was lying, smoking of disgusted, and all cigars fled, or the more delicate perfume of the pink flowering thorn. From the corner of the divan of Persian saddlebags on which he was lying, smoking. The seagulls filled with a rich odor of roses, and when the light summer wind stirred amidst the trees of the garden, came through the open door to the house of lilac, or a more delicate Persian with a pink flowering thorn. The corner of the divan of Persian little bags on which she was lying, smoking. Now let's talk about the form. How do we form comparative adjectives? First, I have to say this is a simplified summary. There are a few exceptions, but this is all you need to know for now. Nice and simple. First, we create comparative adjectives by adding er to the end of a short adjective. For example, short becomes shorter, long, longer, thick, thicker. 2. If the short adjectives ends in a vowel and a consonant, we double the consonant and add er. For example, hot, hotter, big, bigger, thin, thinner. Point number 3. To create a comparative adjective from a one-syllable adjective that ends in ed, we add the word more. For example, more stressed, more bored. Point 4. Two-syllable adjectives take the word more to create a comparative adjective. For example, more relaxed, more excited, more tired. Point 5. Adjectives that end in a consonant and a y, the y changes into an I and we add er. For example, busy, busier, happy, happier, noisy, noisier. And of course there are irregular adjectives that you just have to remember. For example, good and better, bad and worse, far and further. It's a little bit easier to create comparative adverbs. Most adverbs are usually two-syllable words because they end in li. And because they are two syllables, the rule is the same as with adjectives. We add the word more before the adverb. For example, more quickly, more fluently, more noisily. And of course, there are irregular adverbs. For example, fast, faster, hard, harder, well, better, badly, worse. Talking about a pronunciation, most comparative adjectives end with the letters er. For example, shorter, longer, thicker, hotter, bigger, thinner. The er at the end of these adjectives is usually pronounced as a weak sound, our famous schwa, e. For example, bigger, shorter, longer, thicker, hotter, thinner. Now, let's look at a sentence over here. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Let's try this together. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Again. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Let's try again. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Your younger sister Amber is a faster, better swimmer than my bigger brother Peter. Now let's check what you have learned. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, pause the video, answer each question, and then check your answer, which will be in the description of the video down below. Question 1. What's the difference between adjectives and adverbs? Question 2. How many different ways can we compare two things, people, or places? Question 3. How do we form comparative adjectives from adjectives that end in a consonant and a y? Question 4. How do we form comparative adjectives from adjectives that are longer than 2 syllables? Question 5. How do we form regular comparative adverbs? I hope you have found this video on comparatives helpful. Follow this link to go and practice comparatives because, of course, practice makes perfect, particularly with learning languages. And don't forget to read a book, because reading is a great way to learn a new language. Bye for now! And here is your bonus fact. Books are beautiful things, and they can have a variety of different names. For example, you can call a book The Picture of Dorian Gray. Or you can even give it 4 words as a title, like Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. Or you can call it just 2 words, like Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. However, Did you know that Robinson Crusoe is just a short version of the official name of the book? The official name goes like this. The Life and Strange Surprising Adventures of Robinson Crusoe of York Mariner, who lived 28 years, all alone in an uninhabited island on the coast of America, near the mouth of the great river of Orinoco, having been cast on shore by shipwreck, wherein all the men perished by himself, with an account how he was at last estranged delivered by pirates, aka Robinson Crusoe. However, that is not the longest book title in the world. The record goes to Srijan Timosina, who published his book in February 2014, and the title goes like this. The historical development of the brain, i.e. from its formation from annelida, earthworm, lagworm, ragworm, amphitrite, freshwater worm, marine worm, tubifex, leech, etc. And water flea, sea spider, Indian red admiral, blue admiral, harvestman, horrorfly, shieldback, assassinback, giant crab spider, wall spider, bird, eating spider, Pisces or fishes, rohu, smooth dogfish, sawfish, fragosom fish, electric ray, goldfish, red mullet, grouper, halibut, narwhal, sockeye, amphibia, frog, toad, salamander, green toad, Letterjack toad, Portuguese fire salamander, North American tyke salamander, Tigua lizard, tippin, black mamba, spitting cobra, corbidelans, king cobra, European glass lizard, Texas horn lizard, scaly, pigeon, sparrow, mina, black-headed starling, geese, screamer, swan, frogmouth, kiwi, gull, blue-titted owl, tern, wader, tailor bird, armadillo, porcupine, hedgehog, Arctic hare, mole, shrew, beaver, Asian black bear, polar bear, sloth bear, spectacled bear, mouse, squirrel, spider monkey, sloth koala, pangolin, mistled, mongoose, guinea pig, lion porcupine, naked mole, capybara, pag gibberel, parrot, jaguar, Dalmatian, red Bengal tiger, badger, skunk, sky hare, Great Dane, grampus, panicoot, wolf, marmot, squirrel monkey, sable. What faults do they have when a person died in their family? How much % of brain can we, modern humans, use? What is the power of our brain? Why is our modern human's brain considered as the most developed, intelligent and sensitive brain in the world? How big our human brain is? What can it, our brain, do? How can we use it, our brain? How should we use it? Solutions about inquisitiveness are included in this book. This title contains 1,809 words.